Today is day 4, post-op day 4, and I am at my first physical therapy session. And I'm at my own office, and luckily my business partner is an awesome physical therapist and does an incredible job with shoulders, so I'm very lucky to have him working on me. And today we're going to start the protocol that was given to me by my surgeon, which basically includes passive range of motion only, which means that Chris is going to be moving my arm for me, and we're limited in the amount of motion that we're allowed to take my arm through. I think it's only 120 degrees of this motion, 90 degrees of this motion, and 45 degrees of rotation in and out. So that's what we're going to attempt today. I think we're probably going to start with a little bit of ice and maybe some electrical stimulation just to kind of cool the shoulder down, numb it up a little bit so that hopefully the range of motion won't be too painful. And then we're going to go from there. So I'll turn the process over to Chris, and he's going to start working on me.
Here we are. I'm Chris Kopp. I'm Eric's partner here in the Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. And it's kind of fun to be able to say what I normally would do for a shoulder patient. Eric, as he mentioned, is in his 4th day post-op. Different surgeons have different starting points for when they want to do their therapy. Dr. Deschmuck likes to get the patients in pretty quickly, and so that we have an opportunity to assess where they are and their recovery, and maybe how tight they are, how painful they are, those kind of things. One of the key things to think about as a therapist and as a patient when it comes to doing the therapy is we really need to know what was done. Shoulder arthroscopy surgery doesn't really tell me a whole lot. I can tell that he had a surgery done, but I really need to know what was done with the surgery. Eric did a great job in his first video explaining the history leading up to his surgery and all the activities that he thought kind of caused his condition to develop, and some of the symptoms and limitations that he was having functionally that led to the decision to get some diagnostics done and eventually having surgery. So we know this was kind of a repetitive use type injury. Couldn't really think of one particular event where it started, some surfing and then a lot of other stuff. So it's really important to kind of know the extent of damage that was in there and how good the repair is. So communication is key with the surgeon. Dr. Deschmuck does a great job of providing the patient and myself a very good explanation of the extent of work that was done. We do request op reports and office notes and things along those lines. We have a great communication with that staff, which is why we really like to rehab their patients. Eric had a double tendon, double row repair of the supraspinatus and infraspinatus. He had two tears, 2 rotator cuff tears, and the slap lesion repair that he mentioned as well. So required a lot of work, plus just had a lot of crowding in there, and was a subacromial decompression to try to free up some space. Eric, I think, is going to put some things on this video to kind of explain that a little bit more from an anatomy standpoint. So need to be really careful with this shoulder here in the beginning, but that doesn't mean you can't do anything. There's lots of things that we can do from a management standpoint here early on, and we'll be discussing a lot of those as we go forward. I'm just going to go and demonstrate how I would he's already out of the sling and out of undrape. Sometimes I'm actually the one who has to remove the dressings off. Sometimes I'm the one who's the first time taking a person's arm out of the sling. And that's kind of apprehensive for a lot of patients to do, but you really need to know how to handle that. Eric's already kind of did that on his own. He's pretty motivated to get going. So I'm just going to show you how I would kind of position him a little bit after I put some electrodes on, because we are going to start with a little ice and E-stem. It's still kind of warm and edematous, and I don't really want to put heat on it right now. I think it's hot enough, so I think actually I'm going to try and calm it down and ice it beforehand to make it preparation for that.